Hello, this is Brooke again. We're going to be talking about chapters 2 and 3 and some of the key points I took away from this section of reading. So the first point that I want to address is the role of teachers in an inclusive school campus environment. So it was discussed in chapter 2, I apologize, how important it is to have an inclusive school environment. So as a teacher, I really want to make an effort to be inclusive in all aspects of my students' school and home lives, if that's at all possible. So for me as a teacher, I think it's important to not only be focusing on the student's journey within my agriculture education classroom, but also if those students are involved in sports or theater and music classes, I really want to make an effort to be attending those events and supporting students not just within the classroom, but within the other aspects that they are passionate about. And also, just as a teacher that's heading up an IEP program for a particular student would need to go to all of those students' classes to have an inclusive knowledge of their entire education background. I think that if I have those students in my classroom, I want to make an effort to, if they are also attending one of those resource room class periods, if I can make it to that inclusive area where they are getting that specialized education, so that I can hopefully take away some cool tidbits and information that I can incorporate into my overall classroom lessons that could be beneficial to those students as well, and give them the opportunity to really excel within my classroom and create a more inclusive environment. Secondly, I really think it's important to become educated on the referral process for those IEP programs, especially since I am going to be focusing on secondary education as a high school teacher. I recognize that those signs of needing this type of program might be a little bit different appearing in high school age students as opposed to elementary and middle school students. So I think that it's better late than never, as they say. So if I can benefit these students by getting them an education process that is going to be the most beneficial for them, I want to do it. I don't think that it's ever too late to help benefit my students in this way. So I really want to be educated on that referral process so I know what to look for to help benefit my students. And finally, I recognize that creating a strong bond with all my students, but especially students that might be in an IEP program's parents, is incredibly important, because whether it's referring them to these processes or just participating in an already existing IEP program, I want to make sure that I'm being tactful talking to these students and parents and let them know that I am here for the student and I am just looking to create the best possible learning environment for these students. And I recognize that as a teacher, I can only do about 50% of the process of these IEP programs, and I must rely also on the student and the parent as well to help continue this higher level of learning for them, not just within the classroom, but within the home as well. So again, creating those strong bonds with the parents, I think is going to be incredibly beneficial for the future success of those students and their time within my class. I really enjoyed this week's reading, and I'm looking forward to reading more chapters and getting to discuss them in this format.